Good morning, I'm Paul O'Connor from Mobile Enterprise Systems, and I'm the product manager for the RouteMagic suite of applications. Today I'd like to introduce our van sales management system to you. I'll be going through call schedules, route planning, mobile stock and invoicing, and then the easy office automation that enables you to complete all your transactions without any rekeying of data. RouteMagic allows you to control all aspects of your van sales management, from setting up your customers, detailing which employees are working on which vans, your vehicles, your routes, planning, and also the control from the back office point of view of managing all of a day's transactions. We'll start with looking at a customer. Customers are all available live on the system. You can search to find the customer. It will show you customer's name, customer's balance, their account detail. If I look in at Launceston Hotel, it'll give me the information. Let me just put this into edit mode so we can see that the customer is Launceston Hotel, their billing details, who we actually work with, who our account manager there is, their name and address details, and then we have the individual account detail of where we make our delivery and the controls which you're able to put into that. So for Launceston Hotel, the default is that they're on Route 03. They're of a stop type which has parking restrictions, so our drivers have to be careful when they go there, and they are warned of that. We can see who do we speak to, what's the name and address details. We can then plan our schedules. So Route 3 services this customer 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and it's every week. We can set this up so that we could maybe service a customer just weekly, and we only go there once a week, and we have a gap between visits of 1 week, so it's a fortnightly call. We can also set up standing orders for a customer. So if you'll have a regular supply, it will generate the orders for you and give the driver either a fixed order or a suggested order. We can control delivery windows, so when will they allow us to make deliveries and visits, and also if we have any deposit items, any pallets or crates that we leave with customers, we can keep track of those as well. We're able to allocate customers to a price list, so this customer is on a 10% discount level. We can control any messages. So this here we have an alert message for the driver, which comes up when he goes to that particular account. And finally, there's the settings and surveys. So for this customer, we want a report which is printed on a handheld printer. And in this instance, it's just maybe a summary of the visit, or it could be an invoice, or it could be a delivery order. Whether or not we print, again, is an option, so we're going to give the driver the option that he may print. It could be that you're never asked to print for this account, or you always print. And we can have the fact that we need to take a photograph to prove that we've been there to make the delivery, and can we make those mandatory, or they can be optional. And finally, there's a checklist. So we can put in here, this is security based. So if we have keys, have we relocked doors, have we reset the alarm, etc. So let me come back out of there. So from setting up your customers, they will then appear in your route planner. So for today, let's just refresh our screen. So for today, route number 3 has these calls that is due to go out. So the first one there is the Launceston Hotel. So it's telling me I have a visit there. There's no particular delivery windows, but I'm scheduled to be there today. We can go through. I can plan now my route. So I can click on a map and it will show me where my driver is due to visit. So on this occasion, he's got a day partly spent in Bristol, partly down on the coast at Weston-super-Mare, and he has calls which are actually taking him in not very logical order. So he's got calls there 4, 6 and 8, and he's backwards and forwards between Weston and Bristol. So it's not the best use of his time or the most economic route. We are able to provide an optimization feature. Just by clicking on there, it will then resequence those calls And if we again display that on the map, you can see now that he's actually going down, travelling through to Western, completing all of the and servicing all of the accounts in Western, and then he's coming back up here to Bristol, and he has 13, 12 and 11, his final calls to complete in Bristol. So if we're happy with that as a route, we can then save that. That route is saved and it's ready to download to the driver's handheld. Finally, to keep you in control of what the driver has been doing and where the driver is, we can look at a route monitor, which gives us the customers in the sequence now that the driver is going to service those. And this board, this route monitor, is updated live as the driver goes through his working day. So let's look at how the driver is presented with this information. Just going to call up my handheld. Here I'm working on a Samsung mobile phone linked through to my computer. So Alan Watts is the driver today, so it's Alan's route that we're going to download. It's route number 3 that we want to download, and I'm just going to download the route. So comes through and it comes up with my main task orientated menu. So I have 6 key tasks that I will perform during the day. My first thing as a driver will be I can complete a vehicle inspection. I can then go through and load stock, service my customers. At the end of the day, I'd wish to unload my vehicle, deposit whatever cash which I've collected, and I have a series of end of day reports. So I'm going to start with my vehicle inspection. I just come through and it gives me a list of options. All of these are user definable. The setup which I am showing you today is a generic setup. There are many more configuration options which are available to you. So I can just come through and save this, and I can take a photograph of any defaults. Some customers say they want you to photograph all 4 panels of a van to make sure that nothing has happened since the vehicle last went out. So I can sign on there, and then I can just key in my initials and my name. So it's signed for by Alan Watt, and it comes through confirmed. Just confirm that, and now have a tick in there that my vehicle inspection has been completed. I can come through now to load my stock, and I'm now either able to have an automatic load order sent through to me, or I can just go through and I can add items which I may be taking out of the warehouse. So I can just come through and add items onto my van. So we have 5 extra, 4 extra of those, 4 extra of those, 4 extra of those, and so on. And I can say if that's what I've taken, in addition to my existing van stock, it's confirming what my products are, which warehouse I've taken those from, and I can confirm that. So you'll see a green banner up here saying he is now communicating that data back to the server, back to the office. So you're always in control from the office of what the driver has done and is doing throughout his day. So I can load stock onto my vehicle. They just told me that's successful. I can also, from this menu here, look at what stops I'm actually going to see today. So this is my route. So my route on here follows exactly the plan which I had. So there I am starting down in Weston-super-Mare, and then if we just come back up the motorway, we're there finishing up in Bristol. So that's my tasks for today, my calls. I can also, from this secondary menu here, see what stock I've actually got on my vehicle. So it's showing me all of my stock holding that I've actually got. This may be carryover stock, or it may be preloaded stock by the warehouse pickers for me to take my van out in the morning. So if I'm happy with my stock, I've got my additional load added onto the vehicle. I'm now just going to go through and I can see the list of customers I'm now due to go to visit. So I'm working here as a van salesman. So my first call is the Beaches Hotel. I can just go into the Beaches Hotel. It gives me a security notice there telling me I have to park in a loading bay. I can continue through there, and then I've come up with a screen now where it's asking me, what am I taking, what am I selling today? So I can add items, and it gives me a list of the products which I have on my vehicle. And you can see here that it's also giving me in the brackets here the actual stock that I have of those products for sale today from my vehicle stock. So I can go through, maybe we're just selling some chicken, so we've got a 10 kilo chicken breast and chicken quarter legs and chicken breast. So just go through, and it gives me a summary of the order. It's subtotals. I can come through. If I'm authorized, I can go in and change any prices on there. So maybe I want to do a particular deal with this, and I want to drop that down to £17.50, and so on. So I can allow to make these changes as I go through, or you can just lock prices and don't let your van sales rep make any amendments to prices whatsoever. So I can confirm that. I can add any returns. So maybe I was there and I've agreed to take back pack of diced thigh. It's just come back through. Say it was damaged and with damaged goods, and it's maybe out of date or the packaging had ripped or something. So we can take that and go through, and I can confirm that. So I now end with a summary of what I've actually delivered. So this is my van sale, my returns, and it comes down and gives me my today's bill. So I invoiced £30.80 of new product, taken back £4.80, so my net is £26. I had a balance on the account of £263, and there's £26 now of this order, giving me a total. And if that's all correct, I can just go through, I can take a payment for that. I'm also able, using the camera icon there, to just take a photograph of those goods. It just comes through, and I could use that photograph just as an additional proof of delivery that I want to take. So if I was maybe it's an unattended drop, I could have that, or it may be I want to take an image of the damaged goods, take back. If everything's good, I can take a signature, I can take a name and confirm. I then get the option to print. So if I have a Bluetooth mobile printer with me, it will come down and it will produce a printout. So it will show me that it's a sale made to the Beaches Hotel. It's a van sale. These were the goods which were charged and invoiced. This is the return, summary, any payment information, and my signature. So again, I'm not going to print that off. It's just a simple press the button. If I then come through, and I can then close that sale. So it's now coloured that green on the handheld here. So I've completed my sale. I can then go through to my next account. And I get to Bistro Pierre, and for whatever reason they're closed, I can actually come through and get a second menu against this customer, which is showing that I've got on here the ability to skip this account, to telephone through using the call details held against the customer on the handheld. I can see physically where they are on a map, and it will give me, through Google, it will give me the sat-nav options to go and locate that account and go through. It's telling me I'm here 5 minutes away from there. So I just come out of that, back into the RouteMagic application. So it's fully integrated. There I'm using it with Google. You could use it with Waze if that was your preferred mapping option. I can also send a text message out to that customer to say that I'm going to be late, or if I was not able to service and we got there and the customer's not available, I can confirm that. It grays that out, and it will just tell the office that I've been there, I've tried to service, I couldn't. So if they get any phone calls, they actually know what the driver's doing, where he is at any time. So I've got all of my customers on here. I don't need to go in the sequence that they're actually shown if I don't want to. If I have a customer call through and they want me to go and visit and they're not on my route today, I can add a new customer onto the route. I can go through, and if it's a completely new customer, I can even, having canvassed, I can just add that customer to be serviced and create a new account for them. So that's our handheld. Very simple, very easy to use to actually go through and process orders to take us through to generating sales, notifying the office that we weren't able to make a sale for whatever reason. And now if we go back to the office application, as I was saying before, the office has complete visibility of what your van sales reps are doing. So you can see here on Route 3 that the Beaches has changed to the green colour to say that it has been successfully completed and sold to. Bistro Pierre, there's a note there to say that the customer was unavailable. We've called, but it's been skipped. I can click through to preview what was actually left and sold to that customer. So it goes through as a van sales order to this customer. It was the 3 chicken lines that they purchased with the amended price as well. And we can go through, and it even comes down and it shows us the image of the cartons that we've actually left there. So it gives you that ultimate proof of delivery. At any time, I can look and see which customers have been completed, where my drivers are. So obviously my van is in the same location here as I actually made myself, so I can see where my vans are, what journey they're tracking on, whereabouts they are live, and I can also see the sales which have been completed. So I just come through there. So I've completed my 2 sales. Everything is updated to the server in real time. So now that this van sale to the Beaches Hotel, if I look back here at my invoices, I can see here that the Beaches Hotel has been invoiced already. That invoice has been produced. So it was showing me the sale items, the return items, and the fact that it's a total there of £26. And as that's now being shown there as being invoiced, that could be automatically exported out as an email back out to your customer. So the PDF which has been produced can be emailed directly out to your customer. Then we were saying about there's no duplication of effort. So the invoice has been produced. I can then select that invoice and then the other invoices, and I'm able to export that out to your accounting system. So you can go out into Sage or into Xero, whichever product you're using to complete your full accounting entry of your van sales. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. If you want any further information, you can come to our website, routemagic.co.uk. And please, if you would like to see a fuller demonstration of our van sales system, click through from the website and request a demo. Thank you very much.